Hey guys, welcome to Garden on a Hill, where we talk about easy home gardening, what things can make our life easy in the garden. If you're about learning and having fun in all things gardening, today I'll take you on a tour what's happening here at Zone 7B in April 1st. Happy April Fool's Day on the vegetable gardens, the lawns, and also the ornamentals. So if you have some time, come on, let's go around and see what's happening. Here at the very top of the vegetable garden, going down the hill. It'll be very windy today, guys, but starting here, look at that. Look at that. Probably have about 75 soft neck garlics here. It's my first time planting garlic, and look at this. What do you think? Did I do a good job? Am I doing a good job? It's about an inch thick now. Most of them are growing pretty well. Very happy here. I think it's getting the sun and water it needs. This is also a new bed and a new plastic mulch over new soil, so happy with it. Now in this section, there's some dead or dying bok choys. It was a bok choy bed we've already harvested, but I'm leaving these different kinds of bok choy for these bok choy seed pods. So if you don't know, if you leave your bok choy and they bolt, they will give out these green pods. You just leave it there until it dries and you will have your own bok choy. Alright, on here, guys, look at this. Any guesses? Onions. So I'm not sure if I'm doing as good here as my garlics, but they are about 0.5 inches thick, and you can see these are called Vidalia onions. They are sweet onions here in Georgia, and hawks, of course. There's not a lot of vegetables here yet, because we still are fighting on our 30s, 40s at night. It's actually 40 degrees here in the morning. Some vegetables here. Let me show you what the Florida broadleaf mustards are looking like. Looking great. Green. Some slug damage, but it's, forgivable. They'll live. They've been here since 2017, so they lived through some of the frost. Good looking mustards. Moving on, we have some Chinese broccolis here. So if you have not had Chinese broccolis, they're basically the same thing as a broccolini. They will grow up and they will have a little broccolini on top of it. Good for blanching, stir fries. Here we have some Taichung peas, compact peas. Asian varieties, typically they're growing pretty quick, about a foot tall now. This were planted about 30 or so days ago. 3-5 there. On both sides we have them growing very well. So trying that for the first time this year. Ooh, the wind is killing me. More Chinese broccolis here, and of course more peas. Now these peas are different. These are called early perfection peas. As you can see, they're still quite small, about 4 inches high. They've been here for a while, so more than 30 days now. It's just a lot of frost, so we're not getting too much from them. Anyway, look at this one. Look at this one. Some more Taichung peas there, which is the similar one there at the very top of the trellis. It's just directly sown. I'm doing some experiments. These are about 6 inches. But look at these, the favorite vegetables here, the bok choys. These are Shanghai pat chai or bok choy. They kind of have the greener stalk, but I have them everywhere. I have them here, and also some to my left, actually. They're all over here, all the way to here. I mean, look at this one. Beautiful. It's starting to form that very, very pronounced bok choy stalk. We'll be enjoying this probably in a week or so, right? Not a lot. Again, not a lot. There's just some greens here and there. There are some Napa cabbages in here that I'm trying to grow. being decimated by slugs lately, so I'm, fingers crossed we have them up and get some Napa cabbages. But there's also some good sized Swiss chards coming up here, but some also been decimated by slugs. So quick tip, if you want to not experience these kind of slug damages, if you have a lot of slugs in your area, if you're trying to control them. If you can't, I advise do not direct sow as much, because your plants won't have a chance if it's direct sown and it just came up and all of a sudden the slugs get it. Right? Well, here, look at this. Here I have, I built my deck last year, so these are fairly new plants. At the very corner there, I have a Carolina cypress, hoping it gets tall there and gives you the cypress smell as it goes up the deck. More August Beauty gardenias here. I've been enjoying gardenias lately. Great plants to have, beautiful evergreen, and they have this very fragrant flowers come spring and summer. So I have a couple of those there. That one may be a little too skinny because my dad accidentally hit it with a weed eater, but it is what it is. We have Artemisia Powys Castle here. They don't say evergreen here in 7B, but they do come up quick, and it's a beautiful silvery accent. Just for your area, if you want to grow it in the shade, in the sun, somewhere where it's dry, this would be a perfect plant. And then that's kind of a small autumn bonfire azalea that I started, and I'm actually trying to rejuvenate it because I think I put it in too much sun last time, so it's doing better in this location. Okay, my very beautiful condenser unit. But of course I want to feature what's around it. This is also started last year, I think 2019 or 2020, I can't remember. I think it was last year. But a bed of creeping Jenny, beautifully draping down, all that lemon color coming out of it. I have these small dwarf Alberta spruces that I'm hoping to cover or screen that AC unit. As they grow, they're very, very slow growers, so be wary of that, but they are pretty. I have these two beautiful erisimums. Newly planted probably 3 months ago, doing well and blooming well in there. Some sort of holly in the middle. I can't remember what holly it is, but it has yellows on it. I'll show it to you. Right there. These are elephant garlics, and this is a beautiful Delosperma Cooper's ice plant. But that's how it is here. I like to brighten it up with a lot of yellows because it's like a dark space in the corner of my house. Some daylilies here, right there. This is a fern leaf or fern spray cypress, false cypress. I'm hoping that grows very slowly in 10 feet. Later on, I'll have a cool tall feature here. Another gardenia. This is called Jubilation. It's about to flower. Look at that. I'm getting addicted to gardenias lately, if you haven't noticed. Here I'm trying to grow and actually revitalize these two hickeys. I want to grow up taller, about 8 foot here for the corner of the house as a corner foundation. Green screen. That's pretty much this area. Okay? Zooming in here. Oh, those are, just quickly, these are rosemaries I'm trying to nurse back to health. I think they're not dead yet. Hoping they're still alive. Look at this. My clover lawn here in the side. And I'm going to show you some clover lawns here too. These are all clover and grass lawns. Middle of the spring, still a little cold. This is how it looked like in the winter, guys. We've mowed probably more than 30 times during the winter and spring. Just so you know. They're everywhere. Clover and rye. Right here. Anyway, let's zoom in on this area right here. Have beautiful flowering azaleas, pink. I think the one in the front that hasn't flowered yet is a red azalea. Around it, there's going to be a lot of rocks. This is a rock garden I started last year. It's really cold. But here you will see a beautiful chocolate chip ahusia blooming. Look at that blue right up against that pink. beautiful. Some lemon balm coming up here. Several other perennials that haven't come up yet. There's some daylilies that already come up. There are Artemisia silver mounds in here. And here, look, I have a bee hotel, and they have a ton of bees. One is resting right now. That little guy right there. He's a little too cold, but that's filled up. It took 2 years to get, that to happen, but it's worth it. I mean, look at these beautiful azaleas. Beautiful, beautiful azalea. Okay. Anyway, around this tree, we have some, a Japanese-inspired garden. We have this Seiryu Japanese maple here. Beautiful leaf, beautiful chartreuse, feathery leaves coming out from this plant. All right, there's some Japanese gongs and chimes going there. And there's also, oh, this is in the way. Sorry, this chair is in the way. There's some northern sea oats here. They're just coming up. Typically in the fall, they're beautiful. They come up with these sea oat, kind of like fronds at the very end of it. All this mess that you're seeing here, I have been trying to collect different kinds of Delospermas or ice plants. I have about 20 varieties in here. We'll have that for another session. I have them on hanging pots, but later on, I'll show you around what they are. I mean, just as an example, this one beautiful variety here with some pink foliage succulents, and this is also another one. See, they're about to bloom. These are Jewel of the Desert Garnets, but again, we'll save that for another day. This is going to be an exciting new adventure. Guys, look at these blood good Japanese maple that I got as my gift about 2 years ago. How big and beautiful it's been. So they typically come out like a bronze color with some green on it, and then later on it just becomes pure dark purple or burgundy. Beautiful, especially in this wind. Okay, so oops, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Besides the greenhouse is there, because I'm starting some seedlings in there, I'm starting a front yard vegetable garden, so don't tell anyone, please. But I am starting to. I don't want to make it too obvious. Not obvious, because I have greenhouses here. But I'm trying to make this a front yard garden. I kind of started with this bed already from last year, and I'm slowly expanding to this area of my house here. That's the front street of my house where you access my main house. And of course, this is kind of like, I have 2 driveways. This is the lower driveway. There's another driveway at the top where it goes to the garage. But this whole side mulch area that you're seeing, I'm making it as a front yard garden. I'm not going to be too crazy this year, but I'm going to start it. My neighbors do trust my gardening skills, so I hope they don't mind this. I'm sure someone's going to tell me if they don't like it, but I'm going to make it beautiful. Be positive. Anyway, so we are getting close to these French breakfast radishes. Look how pretty they are. They're covered with pollen right now, but how pretty. These were planted about 36 days ago, and I think they are ready to be harvested in a week. I've already thinned them out a lot of times, but I'll have a video on the first harvest for these. Some early Jersey Wakefield cabbages coming up. Have an experiment here where one's on a raised bed. 4 is on a raised bed. 1 is on a pot, and then 1 is in the ground. Oh, but this one kind of got hurt because I accidentally dropped something on it. Poor guy. He'll be better. But anyway, we'll have, I think the pot is the front runner right now. So watch out for this experiment. I'm going to show it later. This is a broom. All gold Scotch broom. I'm trying to nurse back to health. Look, it's starting to blossom. I think I have a green thumb. I planted some white sedums under it, basically. But all my seedlings are currently living in here for my vegetable garden. It is cold. It's about 40s right now while I'm doing this tour, so they are on top of a new raised bed that I made, and this raised bed will later on extend towards that area. As you can see, I've been trying to play if I can grow something in here. There's gonna be raised beds here later on, but look at this. Cauliflower, potatoes growing, kale growing, more potatoes. What else? We have some broccoli here. Look at all these big Brussels sprouts. So I think I can grow something here. Some celery and some pots and some, just a lot of brassicas in general, because I'm trying to see if I can grow something here. Because this is just a mulch area, as you can see. It's not quite as pretty as you think, but this is my front yard. Trying to insert some, there's pampas grass here, but I'm trying to insert some edibles here. Look at those potatoes. Anyway, this is what I'm planning to transfer into a front yard garden. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know. This is it. That's gonna be a front yard garden. And this is my main front lawn. So as you can tell, it's very pretty. Self-proclaimed, it's very pretty. But that is gonna be a challenge to make that a front yard garden. So if you have any ideas, let me know. I'll be very open to them. Nothing very spectacular happening in the front. The azaleas haven't bloomed yet. The only showstopper right now, after all that rain, is this creeping phlox. Look how pretty that is. It's just blue everywhere. They've been here 3 years now, so they're doing good. I have a lot of weeds and grass currently here. That is currently on the work, so I do apologize. It looks really crappy. I used to have a lot of daffodils here last year, but they didn't come up. And I know why, because I saw the squirrel taking them. They weren't eating them, but they were just taking them. So I apologize for all this grass. We're gonna redo the front lawn this year. We'll plant more annuals, but later on we'll have these azaleas come out. They're actually starting to come out soon. And I'm hoping I'll get some updates on that on the next few days. But look at this grass and clover lawn. Look at this grass and clover lawn. Nothing special happening here except for the beautiful maple tree that's come out. Some of the gardenias, some of the irises have come out. Look at these irises coming out. The yarrow has come out. All my weeds have come out. That's a forsythia I planted last year, doing very well. Look at that. And then another hydrangea there. So that is it. Nothing too crazy happening here at the very front, except for that tall bush there at the very end. That's the Camellia japonica that's bloomed. But here I have ice plants and Leucotherium here that haven't bloomed yet. So we'll keep you posted on that. And of course the dogs are talking to me. But this is the only thing blooming in this area. Okay, anyway, we'll continue the tour as we go up here. And the wind is really crazy. So if you don't know, I had a ton, like 8 bushes of roses here that I took out. Still thinking of ideas for this area. If you have any ideas, let me know. They were beautiful roses. They've been here for 15 years. It was just like, they're always getting your shirt because they grow too big. So I want something here softer and just also maybe something flowering. I haven't decided yet, so help me out. What do you think is going to be the best in this area? I also want to hide that gas meter. So anyway, I'm not going to go through all the different parts. We are back up here, up the hill. That's where the garlic was earlier. Oh, I did something new here. Give me a second. So, I used to have all the rosemaries here. This is an extremely, extremely dry spot in my garden. And I can't keep something alive, even though it's a dry, loving plant. I had rosemaries here, they went well, and then all of a sudden they just suffered. So this year, I'm trying all these different spurges. And the ice plants did very well here. So I'm just sticking with 2 things. Spurges. This is Euphorbia Ascot Martin. Euphorbia Ascot Rainbow, and ice plants that are doing well. Anyway, so we are back up here. You can see the orchard hasn't really taken off yet. So we'll have another tour when the orchards come up, maybe next month. And then here I'm starting more of a wooded bush garden where there's going to be a lot of flowering bushes from the trees. This is just a snapshot on what's happening on the shade garden. Several different bushes, ferns, you know. We'll talk about this later on, but this is how it looks like. There's a fatsia here, and I think that's pretty much it. If you like this garden tour, I think I'm going to do this every month just to see how it progresses, and hopefully you like it. If you like it, please subscribe to my channel, support this page, click that like button, click that bell button, so every time I upload something, you're made aware. Happy gardening!